Shalom, 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 shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect scattered abroad that's out here doing this work in truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Bach from Pops of Babylon camp, coming at you with a quick sit down to the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. The title of the lesson is it's gonna be keep the main thing the main thing. You know, we have to focus, on the bigger picture, man. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. It says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man." Right, man? This is the whole duty of man. We must fear the Lord, And by us fearing the Lord, man, we doing the work of the Lord, man. And we're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, the best way we can, to the best of our ability, It says, "For Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil." Right, man? It's gonna show. You can't do nothing in the dark without it coming to the light, man. These so-called celebrities, you're doing all this wickedness shit behind closed doors, man. The Lord is gonna bring that to light, man, and He's gonna judge them for it, man. That's why we do the best we can, man. Trying to offend the Lord as less as we can, because we want to be blameless in that day, man. We want to be of that number. Lord willing, we be of that number, man. I'm gonna go to the book of Romans. Romans chapter 12. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 1. It says, "I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice," man. We have to be willing to die for this truth, man. Brothers will die for this truth. Brothers will be martyrs for the truth, man. We have to present our bodies as a living sacrifice, man. We sacrifice it on this side, man. We don't care about money, about these women, cars, clothes, houses, whatever the case is, man. We know the fate of this place, man. All of it is gonna get destroyed anyway, man. So why are we still trying to build, man, when this place is gonna get destroyed anyway? It says that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which is your reasonable service, man. That's what we should be doing, man. But you got these niggas out here doing whatever they want to do. Doing the opposite of what the Lord wants them to do, man. It says acceptable, man. It says holy and acceptable. That's another thing, man. You can't just come into this truth any way you want to, man. Or stay in it any way you want to. You gotta be in that right mind, that right spirit, man. You can't be no damn mo in the truth, man. You can't be out here committing adultery and call yourself being in the truth. That's not how this works, man. That's part of keeping the commandments, man. You can't be doing that, man. Holy and acceptable. The Lord ain't accepting no damn mo. The Lord is dealing with men. It says, I'm gonna grab verse 2. It says, and be not conformed to this world, man. All this wickedness that goes on here, man. This is Esau's kingdom, man, not ours. You know, ours is to come. You know, but this place must be destroyed. It says, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, man. You know, coming back into the Lord in truth and sincerity, man, fearing the Lord. You know, the Lord can take us out for being wicked, man. You know, don't be subdued to all these damn holidays and, you know, wicked feast days that these Edomites be having, man. You know, cool. You know, it's good to get time off from your damn job, man. But don't go around celebrating these damn holidays, man. You know, I'm gonna go to the book of Micah. Micah chapter 6. This is Micah chapter 6, verse 8. It says, he hath shewed thee, O man, what is good. What doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy power. Right, man? You know, that's what the Lord requires of us, man. You know, we have to be you got to be upright, man. You know, honest, God-fearing man. Yahweh Bashim Yahshai fearing man. You know, we're not out here doing what we want to do, man. You know, brothers is doing the best they can in the truth, man. That is what is required of us, man. You know, we not out here boasting and bragging about how much we know. You know, we humbling preaching the word, man. You know, we not out here stealing from these niggas, man, or trying to get over on somebody. Nah, man, we doing things the right way. You know. I'm gonna go to the book of Romans. Romans chapter 8. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 28. It says, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh Shem Yahshai, to them who are the called according to his purpose, man. You know, if you truly out here doing this work of the Lord in truth and sincerity, man, you know, good things gonna come to you, man. You know, we're not saying that it's gonna be a walking apart or everything's gonna be perfect, man. You know, because the Lord has to mold us. You know, the Lord has to prepare, you know, our spirits, man, our souls for Jacob's trouble, man. You know, we gotta walk through that fire, man. We gotta walk into the lion's den, man. You know, but it's all for a purpose, man. You know, the Lord's gonna watch over his elect men. You know, and it's gonna be all good, man. You know, that's what we put our faith in. We put our faith, you know, in Yahweh Shem Yahshai, man. You know that you know how they say in the casino, man. You gotta go with your gut feeling, man. Yahweh Shem Yahshai is like our gut feeling. You know, that's who we gonna bet with every time, man. You know, you can't go against the grain, as they say. This is I'm gonna grab this last scripture. This is Philippians chapter 3, verse 8. It says, yeah, doubtless, and I count all things but loss before the excellency of the knowledge of Hamashiach Yahushai, my Lord, from whom I have suffered the loss of all things, but do count them but dung, that I may win in Hamashiach, man. Everything we gonna lose on this side, man. You know, that's fine. We gonna have 100-fold in the kingdom, man. You know, because you gonna lose many things on this side, man. You gonna lose your family. You know, you gonna lose cars. whatever it is on this side, man. But if we gain that in Hamashiach, man, you know, it was worth all of that, man, and more, you know. But yeah, man, that's pretty much the point on that. Lord willing, we're edified. Until next video, shalom.